Tesla was founded in 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning as Tesla Motors. Elon Musk, Ian Wright, and JB Sternberg are the co-founders, and its headquarters is situated in Palo Alto, California. Tesla vision is to make everyday transport emission-free, self-driven, and sustained by green charging infrastructure. Tesla competes in electrical vehicle industry, which comes under automotive industry, and it operates through two segments: automotive and energy generation and storage. The electrical vehicle industry is an oligopoly, as there are few firms in the market with identical or slightly different products and high barriers of entry. There are fewer substitutes of Tesla for providing luxury and long-lasting battery life, which makes the price of its car inelastic in EV industry. On the other hand, if consumer is only looking to reduce its carbon footprints or reduce their dependency on gasoline, then there is other less expensive option. This makes price of electric vehicle to be elastic. In 2008, Tesla launched Model S, the world's first ever premium all-electric sedan. In 2015, Tesla expanded its product line with Model X, Model 3, Model Y, Tesla Semi-Truck, and latest Cybertruck. Tesla also manufactures scalable clean energy generation and storage products like Powerwall, Powerpack, and Solar Roof, which enables homeowners, businesses, and utilities to manage renewable energy generation, storage, and consumption. Tesla has a functional or U-form organizational structure. The unitary form structure uses organization functions as the main defining factor. Total assets of Tesla as of 2019 is $34.309 billion. Total equity is $6.618 billion. Largest shareholder with 20.8% is Elon Musk. Total number of employees are 48,016. Currently, around 16 auto manufacturers are competing in this market. A few are having fully dedicated R&D in their business model, unlike Tesla, while most are entering this industry as an expansion to their conventional gasoline vehicle lines such as Ford, Nissan, and BMW. Market share is widely dominated by Tesla, General Motors, Nissan, Ford Motor, Toyota Motors, and rest others are the forerunners.
Tesla's corporate culture. Tesla was founded in 2003 by a team of engineers and businessmen, including the well-known Elon Musk, in Palo Alto, California, where it is still headquartered today. Tesla has many other locations throughout the country and even the world, but makes an effort to maintain centralization in the business by handling all large decisions at their corporate head office in Palo Alto. Tesla's mission statement states, to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, showcasing that their corporate culture is deeply rooted in a desire to move towards sustainability and in compliance with global demands for corporations to operate in a way that aligns with green energy. New ideas are generated through teamwork and focused organizational structures. This structure empowers all employees to have a voice and use collaborative effort to reach ideal solutions that will allow the company to stand out in the automotive field time and time again. Tesla also utilizes a unique and specific 6-part innovative problem-solving organizational culture for their company. Part 1 is move fast. This characteristic of the organizational culture highlights the importance of employees' capability to respond rapidly to changes and trends in the international market. Number 2, do the impossible. This cultural characteristic recognizes the importance of new ideas and solutions, even considering unconventional ways at times. This way of thinking has made the company an influential entity in prompting radical ideas in the international automotive and energy solutions market. Number 3, constantly innovate. Continuous innovation maintains the competitive advantage necessary to address the strong force of industry competition determined in their 5-force analysis. Number 4, reason from first principles. Identifying root factors to understand and solve problems in the real world is imperative to this business. Number 5, think like owners. This corporate culture trait aligns workers with the company's strategic objectives, thereby improving strategic effectiveness. And finally, we're all in. This is a focus to unify employees and help minimize conflicts through teamwork.
We were able to gain valuable insight into the electric vehicle market and the strengths and challenges Tesla faces by operating in this market. We first begin with a quick overview of the 5 forces, and we'll explore each force more in depth after. Starting with the lowest threat to profits, our new firms entering the electric vehicle market. Next, substitutes and complements and supplier power as a medium threat to profit. Lastly, buyer power and internal rivalry are the highest threats to Tesla in the electric vehicle market. Let's explore internal rivalry. Internal rivalry in the electric vehicle market is very high, as there are few firms in this space all competing for less than 2% of vehicle sales in the US. Automobile manufacturers are also very aggressive in their marketing campaigns to attempt to pull market share away from their competitors. The small number of firms, the high aggressiveness of firms, low switching costs, price changes as a response to COVID-19, and excess capacity related to COVID-19 are all factors that contribute to this high amount. Now on to entry. The risk of entry from new firms may be low, but the risk of established auto manufacturers moving into the electric vehicle market may be high. Incumbent firms are still in the early stages and may face many barriers to entry, including technology barriers, cost barriers, and market demand. Other factors include high cost of brand development, high cost of doing business, high economies of scale, and then high technical knowledge also contribute to this low amount. On to Mary for substitutes and complements.
In Porter's 5 forces analysis, one of the things that it looks at is substitute and complements. With regards to Tesla, the overall threat is medium to the profits. Electric vehicle substitutes can be public transportation, ride-sharing options and taxis, fuel-driven vehicles, hybrid vehicles, skateboards, walking, and bicycles. Consumers do not have to just use an electric vehicle to get around for transportation. They have other options. For the complements, they're efficient, more readily available charging stations that are being used, and future and innovative models of electric vehicles. Also, the cheaper models can be complements to Tesla, so they have to really watch out for those. From a supplier portion, what was really kind of interesting for the supplier power was that the threat was medium. With that, it's because of the high technical requirements that Tesla has for its electric vehicles and the fact that its suppliers outsource and subcontract to third parties. This creates a need that Tesla has to really keep an eye on its supply chain and its management strategy, not only for the tier that they have direct contract relationships with, but also those that are subcontracting within that supply chain. Supplier concentration is medium, supplier centralization and specialization is medium, supplier capacity and reliability is medium, and supplier forward integration is medium. Again, they are all doing innovative and trying to compete with each other within that industry for providing to Tesla and other electric vehicles. The buying power of the consumer is also very high of a threat to profit to Tesla. Consumers have options, they have choices, even within the electric vehicle market, not to mention the automobile industry. So what they do is, when you look at that, is that the low switching costs is a very high force. They can go from one to another. Their substitute and complement availability is medium. The single and limited fleet of purchases is low. Economy downturn in buyer discretionary income is very high. We've obviously seen that with COVID as that's happened. And then unique to Tesla and other vehicle manufacturers is the government incentives and tax credits granted to buyers that entices buyers to buy the electric vehicle and stuff. So then what we did is we looked at, in addition to the 5 force analysis of what the normal topics are, we looked at Tesla and COVID, as COVID impacted every one of those in future as well as in its strategy and its things. There's no doubt that Elon Musk is the face front of Tesla, and a lot of its identity is related to his personality. He's kind of portrayed himself with COVID-19 as the hero or as the rebel against government and not going to be told what to do with regards to shelter in place and governmental shutdowns. So much so that he's even told California that if they did not allow him to open and run his business, he'd move it to Texas. Tesla's shares went up as of July 25th, 2020, 1%. They also then reported that in their second quarter, they had 90,760 vehicles delivered. That's pretty amazing given the fact that a couple of years ago they had for the whole annual 195,000 sold. In addition to that, they reported for their second quarter earnings that they had 104 million net income. And a lot of people say that was credit based on their release to their financial statements that they did receive government aid with relationship to the pandemic, and also to offset of temporary workers' furloughs and pay cuts. And so it's kind of interesting because, again, he went on Twitter and on July 24th and complained about the government doing subsidies of the $600 and the incentives to workers. So it's interesting that his company has received billions in government aids over the years, and yet he's not a proponent of that on his Twitter account. Anyway, that is the 5 forces analysis for Tesla. Thank you.
Tesla's co-opetition in ValueNet. Daimler and Tesla originally had a deal. In the beginning, Elon Musk presented a vehicle where he would put his battery packs inside of Daimler's vehicles, and it was immediately denied. After that, Elon Musk went back, took one of the 2-seater Ford 2 vehicles that Toyota produced, and imported his battery pack inside. Once the executives got a ride of it and they saw exactly how it wrote, they were sold. Immediately after that, Daimler signed a $70 million contract with Tesla for Tesla to support their battery packs into their vehicles. Daimler acquired 10% stake in Tesla, and Tesla provided Daimler with electric drivetrains for Mercedes-Benz class electric drive. Then we have the Tesla and Toyota deal. Similar to Daimler, Elon Musk did the same thing where he used a vehicle that Toyota had and imported the battery pack. They signed a deal immediately. Toyota eventually discontinued their EV and sold its stakes into Tesla. So what was the outcome of both these deals? Well, between Daimler and Tesla for ValueNet, the deal provided cash flow when Tesla was on the brink of bankruptcy. So this actually kept Tesla afloat. Daimler received government credits for having EV vehicles in their lineup, and Daimler also learned about battery development from Tesla. The outcome eventually came as Tesla grew bigger. Daimler started to see them as competition and quietly ended their ventures. Sold its stakes for $780 million, which is way more than what they originally bought the stakes for. And Daimler also created its own battery and cut all ties with Tesla. So the Toyota and Tesla ValueNet, how did the outcome of that come? Toyota purchased 10% stake of Tesla. Tesla gained operations knowledge to ramp up production and supplier quality. And then Toyota gained valuable information on electric powertrain. So after that, Toyota canceled their EV programs and sold its stakes in Tesla. Toyota sold Tesla the Fremont, California plant for a bargain deal of $42 million. The plant is originally worth $1 billion. So they said that Toyota actually cut Tesla a huge break, and that's how they actually got started to develop their own company.
One of Tesla's main missions is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Tesla is not only committed to their products, but also their consumers. And they're very strategic in how they create a product that has never been seen before. In order to do so, they have bought out 5 companies, which are Maxwell Technologies, DeepScale, SolarCity, Graham Engineering, and Rivera Tool. Tesla is not only a high-end manufacturer, but also a high-end dealer. They're selling technology, which is what they are known for. They have created and now dominate the market for luxury, long-range electrical automobiles. They lack competition. They're the only company that are selling production volumes of high-end, high-range electric vehicles. And their modus operandi states that they're wanting to sell high-end cars in different car segments and use those profits to realize greater efficiencies in production and distribution process in order to bring down the unit price and expand their market. They're very much committed to clean energy, electric cars that are better, quicker, and more fun to drive. The battery itself can get about 200 miles. They have safe factories. Their manufacturers have a unique set of energy solutions. They provide accessible and affordable products, clean transport, and clean energy production. And they're building one of the most affordable cars yet. And fun fact, they have about 1,971 supercharger stations with 17,467 superchargers. That is less than the cost of gas. Tesla's benefit in regards to demand is accessible, affordable electric cars, lower cost to travel, sleek modern design, dashboard with an impressive all-digital touch, sensitive display. Their future of driving, including the autopilot, the auto steer, a full self-driving capacity. Their referral program, in that if a consumer buys a Tesla using a referral link, that person gets 1,000 miles of free supercharging. And their green energy movement. Tesla's cost in regards to supply. With the current pandemic, they have decreased in demand, causing them to slash some prices. So example, a Model S now costs about $74,990. They do have some bottleneck in production in that they do not have the manufacturing capacity to meet current demands. Their technology is a bit of expensive. Example, their battery itself can cost up to about $3,000 to $7,000. Their Tesla Powerwall, and there's Tesla, the supercharger itself.
Tesla has been striving to be the driver behind the world's transition to electric vehicles. To do that, Tesla is focused on creating superior economic value by offering a limited set of products to specific customer groups. Its strategic plan can be divided into 4 major phases. The first step was to set foot in the automotive market by developing a high-end electric vehicle where adopters would be willing to pay a premium for. Tesla accomplished its first mission by creating the Roadster, a beautifully designed, high-performance luxury sports car really meant to be differentiated and expensive. The second step was to drive down the market and reach higher unit sales volumes. With the lessons learned and proceeds from its first product, Tesla developed the Model S and Model X, aiming to compete with mid-sized sedans. And later they developed their most compact version, the Model 3. With a very solid foundation and product portfolio along with a great reputation, Tesla decided to expand into renewable energy generation and storage. On the residential side, Tesla developed the solar roof, a very beautifully designed, modern-looking solar panel that replaced the regular shingles and discreetly generates a lot of power. As a complementary product, Tesla developed the Powerwall, which stores the energy generated and make it available to the consumer when needed. Similarly, on the industrial side, Tesla developed containerized versions of its batteries to serve in numerous applications attached to the power grids. Today, Tesla is taking a step further and expanding its footprint to all ground-based transportation. Its first concepts are the Tesla Semi and Cybertruck. These, align with ongoing projects for vehicle autonomy and also self-driving, will definitely shape the future of transportation pretty soon. As a conclusion, we suggest Tesla to continue working closely with regulatory bodies to ensure standards and regulations for electrical vehicles and charge stations are aligned with Tesla's broad development roadmap. We also believe Tesla should continue to lead the development of lithium-ion batteries as well as other chemistries and continue to supply modules to other electrical vehicle manufacturers. This will allow Tesla to continue benefiting from economies of scale and, more importantly, drive the market through dependency on its own technology. On behalf of Group 4, I'd like to thank you for joining us for this presentation.